Hi, my name is Ellen and I am the Interpretation Manager at the MAC, and today for our behind the scenes video, we will be talking about the history of the museum and the Historical Society. The campus of the museum is made up of a number of different buildings. You will find the MAC building with the galleries, the Cheney Coles building, which is home to the Helen South Gallery and the Joel E. Ferris Research Archives, the Eastern Washington State Historical Society, and the Historic Campbell House. At first glance, it can be a bit confusing. How did all of these parts come together? What is the significance of the names? And what does each part do? To start, we have to go back to 1916 with the creation of the Spokane Historical Society. The Spokane Historical Society was primarily a regional museum based out of the City Hall, and would be renamed the Eastern Washington State Historical Society in 1918. In its early years, the Historical Society collected and displayed primarily objects and materials that were related to regional history. This mission has carried over the years and continues to be a major part of our collecting practice to this day. In 1924, after her mother Grace Campbell passes away, Helen Campbell Powell donates the family home to the Historical Society. In 1925, the Campbell House is opened as the Grace Campbell Memorial Museum in honor of Helen's mother. This building would be home to the Historical Society collections until 1960, when they expanded into their first formal museum building. After the end of World War II, Helen Campbell Powell and her husband Bill Powell donated the rest of the property next to Campbell House in memory of their son, First Lieutenant Alan Campbell Powell, who had died during the war in 1944. This generous gesture of property, as well as funds provided by the Coles family in memory of their son, Major Cheney Coles, who died in 1943 during World War II, together brought the Cheney Coles Memorial Museum into the world. At this point, restoration of Campbell House slowly began as they moved artifacts into the new museum building. In 1984, a new project began to completely restore the historic Campbell House back to how it would have looked in 1910, as well as the development of new interpretation to go on display in the carriage house. This project would finish triumphantly in 2001, in line with the opening of the newest museum building under the name the Northwest Museum of Arts and Culture. The Joel E. Ferris Research Archives, housed in the Cheney Coles building, were named in honor of Joel E. Ferris, a Spokane businessman with a passion for the history of the Pacific Northwest, who served as president of the Historical Society. Upon his passing, he donated a large collection of books which would form part of the foundation of the special collections. All of these branches have grown from the Eastern Washington State Historical Society over the last 120 years and make up our unique campus that you can see and visit today.